Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishkam Vitamscha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shilakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurava Bhishtam Sapurakam Guruganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chindya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govindam Vidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Nawe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchandabaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Baranam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Mandetam Shubhanam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishwara Sridharam Vanchakopatarubhya Sakripa Sindhubhya Vichaha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurata Vishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Sri Krishna Janmashtami Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Ki Jai. Okay. This is Antya-lila, chapter 1, Rupa Goswami's second meeting with the Lord. Start with verse number 59. Prashanamasi Rupe Karana Milane Mandire Jai Prasada Pana Dena Duijane. Every day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to see Rupa Goswami, and whatever prasadam he received from the temple, he would deliver to Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. Ishtagoshti duha sane kore katakan madhyana korite prabhu kore lagaman. He would talk for some time with them both and then leave to perform his noontime duties. Emata pratidina prabhur vyavahar Prabhu Kripa Paya Ruper Ananda Apar. In this way, Lord Chaitanya's dealings with them continued every day. Thus, receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord, Srila Rupa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. Bhaktagan Loya Koila Gandhira Gundira Marjan Aitota Asi Koila Banya Bojan. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking all his devotees with him, performed the Gundicha Marjan, washing and cleansing of the Gundicha temple, he went to the garden known as Aitota and accepted prasadam at a picnic within the garden. Prasada Kaya Hari Bole Sarva Bhaktajan Deki Haridas Ruper Harashitaman. When Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that all the devotees were accepting prasadam and chanting the holy name of Hari, they both were greatly pleased. Govinda Dwara Prabhur Sesha Prasad Paila Preme Mata Duijan Nachite Lagila. When they received the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prasadam through Govinda, they respected it, and then they both began to dance in ecstasy. Aradin Prabhu Rupe Milia Basila Sarvagya Shiromani Prabhu Kohite Lagila. On the next day, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Srila Rupa Goswami, the omniscient Lord spoke as follows. Krishnere Bahir Nahi Korea Braja Hoite Braja Chadi Krishna Kabu Jana Kahante. Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindaban, for he does not go anywhere else at any time. Krishnonyo Yadu Sambuto Yapurna Sosti Ataparaha Vrindavanam Parityaja Sakwachin Naiva Gachati. The Krishna known as Yadu Kumar is Vasudeva Krishna. He is different from the Krishna who is the son of Nanda Maharaj. Yadu Kumar Krishna manifests his pastimes in the cities of Mathura and Dwarka, but Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, never at any time leaves Vrindavan. Etiko he Mahaprabhu Madhyane Chalila Rupa Gosai Mane Kichu Vishmoy Hoila. After saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to perform his noontime duties, leaving Srila Rupa Goswami somewhat surprised. Pritak Nataka Korite Satya Bhama Antya-lila Janilu Pritak Natak Korite Prabhu Agya Hoila. Satyabhama ordered me to write 2 different dramas, Srila Rupa Goswami thought. Now I understand that this order has been confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purve Dui Natak Chila Ekatra Rachana Dui Bhaga Kori Ebe Korimu Gatana. Formerly, I wrote the 2 dramas as one composition. Please. Purbe ati natak shila ekatra bachana dui bhaga koriebe korimu gatanya. Formerly, I wrote the 2 dramas as one composition. Now I shall divide it and describe the incidents in 2 separate works. Duinandi Prashtavana Dui Samgatana Prita Korea Liki Korea Bhavana. I shall write 2 separate invocations of good fortune and 2 different introductions. Let me think deeply about the matter and then describe 2 different sets of incidents. The 2 works are the Vidagdha Madhava and the Lalita Madhava. The Vidagdha Madhava describes pastimes in Vrindaban, and the Lalita Madhava describes pastimes in Dwarka and Mathura. Rata Jatrai Jagannath Darshana Korila Rata Agre Prabhur Nritya Kirtana Dekila. During the Ratha Yatra ceremony, Rupa Goswami saw Lord Jagannath. He also saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in front of the Rath. Prabhuranitya Shloka Shuni Sri Rupa Gosai Se Shlokarta Loya Shloka Korila Natai. When Rupa Goswami heard a verse uttered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the ceremony, he immediately composed another verse dealing with the same subject. Purve se sab kata kuriyachi varnan tatapi kohiyai Kichu Sankepe Katan. I have already described all of these incidents, but I still wish to add briefly something more. Samanya Eg Shloka Prabhu Bharana Kirtane Kene Shloka Pade Iha Kehonahi Jane. Generally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited a verse while dancing and chanting before the Rath, but no one knew why he was reciting that particular verse. Sabe ek swarup gosai shlokara arta jane shlokanu rupa para prabhuke karana ashvadane. Only Swarup Damodar Goswami knew the knew the purpose for which the Lord recited that verse. According to the Lord's attitude, he used to quote that verse to enable the Lord to relish mellows. Rupa Gosai Prabhur Janiya Abhipray Se Arte Shloka Koila Prabhure Jebai. Rupa Goswami, however, could understand the intention of the Lord, and thus he composed another verse that appealed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ya Kumara Haras Eva Ivaras Ta Eva Chaitra Chapas Te Chon Milita Malati Surabaya Proda Kadam Vanila Sa Chaivasmi Tatapi Tatra Sarata Vyapara Lila Bido Reva Rodasi Vitasi Taratale Sheta Samutkantate. That very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the river under the Vidasi tree. That is my desire. This is a verse recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is reciting this verse during the Ratha Yatra, and nobody can understand what this verse is about, because this verse is written, it's said from the point of view of a woman, and it's expressing the mood of her remembering her first or lover from long ago, and the conditions of where they met and everything. And she's talking about how she wishes to go back after meeting with that person again, but wants to go back to the original place where they met and had their pastime. So that very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover. I'm also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I'm eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vedasi tree. That is my desire. So meeting again with her lover, but still thinking that the atmosphere now is different. Things have changed, and wishing to go back to the place where they were before. So that's what Mahaprabhu is saying, and nobody can understand what is he talking about. Only Swarup Damodar can understand, maybe some very advanced persons, but this, and it's said from the point of view of a woman. So then Rupa Goswami, he understands, and he composes a parallel verse. He says, Priya soyam Krishna sahachari kurukshetra militas tataham sa radha tad idam umayo sangama sukam tatapi antakelam madura morali panchamajushe mano me kalindi pulina vipinaya spriyayati. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of the Jamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindaban. So this refers to long after when when Krishna and Radharani had met in Kurukshetra during the time of an eclipse. They were meeting. Everyone went to Kurukshetra during the time of the eclipse, and Radharani met Krishna. But now Krishna was different. When she knew him when they were young, he was a cowherd boy and he would play on his flute. Now he was a prince and he was with so many queens, and they came there with elephants and horses and chariots, and everything was very different. So she is saying, he is the same Krishna and I'm the same Radharani, but everything is different now. And I wish to take him back to Vrindaban where we originally met. So that's the idea of this verse. It's from the point of view of Srimati Radharani, which Mahaprabhu is feeling, and he's expressing that in the Ratha Yatra by this previous verse. But nobody can understand what he's saying. Tala patre shloka liki chalite rakila samudra snana koribare rupa gosai gela. After writing this verse on a palm leaf, Rupa Goswami put it somewhere in his thatched roof and went to bathe in the sea. So previously they wrote on palm leaves. So Rupa Goswami wrote this verse on a palm leaf, but he put it in the thatched roof. He just put it there, and then he went to bathe. Hena kale Prabhu aila tahare milite chale shloka deki Prabhu lagila parite. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there to meet him. And when he saw the leaf pushed into the roof and saw the verse, he began to read it. Shloka padi Prabhu suke prema vishta hoila henakale rupa gosai snana kori aina. After reading the verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. At that very time, Rupa Goswami returned, having finished bathing in the sea. So they would bathe every day. Jagannath Puri is by the ocean, so they would bathe in the ocean. Prabhu deke dandavat prangane parila Prabhu tare chapada mori kahite lagila. Seeing the Lord, Rupa Goswami fell flat in the courtyard to offer obeisances. The Lord slapped him mildly in love and spoke as follows. Gura mora ridaya tui janila kemone etakahe rupe koila drida alingane. So when Mahaprabhu saw Rupa Goswami returning from bathing, Rupa Goswami fell flat and offered his obeisance. The Lord slapped him mildly in love and spoke as follows. Gura mora ridoi tui janila kemone etako he rupe koila drina lingane. My heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? After saying this, he firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. So Mahaprabhu said, how do you know what I was saying? How could you understand? He said, my heart is very confidential. I didn't reveal this to anyone. How did you know? And he addresses Rupa Goswami as Tui. Tui, like when you speak normally to somebody in Bengali, you say Tumi. Tumi that's the way of saying you. But if you say Tui, it's the way of speaking to somebody like a child, like speaking to a child or somebody you have a very intimate relationship with, somebody who's very close to you. Say shloka loya Prabhu swarupe de kaila swarupera parikalagi tahare puchila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that verse and showed it to Swarup Damodar for him to examine. Then the Lord questioned him. So then the Lord questions Swarup Damodar. Swarup Damodar knows what Mahaprabhu is saying and doing, so he knew. But nobody else knew. Rupa Goswami, he understood, but other people cannot understand. Morantar Varta Rupa Janila Kemone Sarup Kohe Jane Kripa Koriyacha Apane. How could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? The Lord asked. Swarup Damodar replied, I can understand that you have already bestowed your causeless mercy upon him. So you already gave him all your mercy, so because you gave him all your mercy, then he can understand your heart. You've already given him your mercy. You've already given him everything, so he can also understand your heart. Anyata e artakora nahi hoy jnana tumi purve kripa koila kori anumana. No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. Prabhu kohe iho amai prayage milila jogya patra jani ihai mora kripa tahoila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Rupa Goswami met me at Prayag. Knowing him to be a suitable person, I naturally bestowed my mercy upon him. So Mahaprabhu had bestowed his, Mahaprabhu says, I knew him to be a suitable person. What does that mean, suitable person? Mahaprabhu once sees how realized and literate everything is Rupa Goswami. And Mahaprabhu wants him to become the leader of his sampradaya, of his mission. So he met him in Prayag. We have, every Sunday we have Arun Krishna. I believe he'll come here today too. Arun Krishna, he sings. And he's from Prayag. He's from where Mahaprabhu met Rupa Goswami and gave him everything. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Rupa Goswami met me at Prayag, knowing him to be a suitable person. I naturally bestowed my mercy upon him. So Prayag is where they called, when the Muslims came, they called Prayag, near there, right near there, it was called Allahabad, for Allah, the Lord, Allahabad. But the name of that place is Prayag. Tabe Shakti Sancharyame Koilun Upadesh Tumia Kahio Ehanya Rasera Visesh. I thereupon also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you also should give him instructions. In particular, instruct him in transcendental mellows. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I gave him all my mercy. Now Mahaprabhu wants all the devotees, all his devotees, to give their mercy and blessings to Rupa Goswami and then accept him as their leader. That's really what he wants. But he wants all the devotees to also give their mercy and blessings to Rupa Goswami. I therefore also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you also should give him instructions. In particular, instruct him in transcendental mellows. So he's telling to Swarup Damodar this. You are the most advanced. You can help by instructing him. Swarup ko he jati e shloka dekilun tumi kari jacha kripa tavahi janilu. Swarup Damodar. As soon as I saw the unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understand that you Swarup Damodar said, as soon as I saw the unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understand that you had bestowed upon him your special mercy. So Swarup Damodar is the intimate devotee of Mahaprabhu. He understands what Mahaprabhu says or what he's singing, what he speaks, and he's always associating with Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu says to Swarup Damodar, I want you to give him instructions and blessings. And Swarup Damodar said, as soon as I saw this verse that he wrote, I could understand you have given him all your blessings. And in other words, you have empowered him. You have empowered him. Then Swarup Damodar says, Falena Phala Karanam Anumiyate. By seeing a result, one can understand the cause of that result. So if you see a result, you can understand something. You can understand what's the cause of that result. You look at a result, and then you say, then if you actually understand, you see the result, and you can understand what is the cause of that result. Svarga Pagai Hema Mrina Svarga Pagai Hema Mrinalinam Nana Mrinala Lagra Bujo Bhaja Maha Anananu Rupam Tanu Rupa Vridim Karyam Nidanad Digunan Adhite. The river Ganges flowing in the heavenly planets is full of golden lotus flowers, and we, the residents of those planets, eat the stems of the flowers. Thus we are very beautiful, more so than the inhabitants of any other planet. This is due to the law of cause and effect. For if you eat food in the mode of goodness increases the beauty of one's body. Chaturmasya Rohi Gaudiya Vaishnava Antya-lila Rupa Goswami Mahaprabhu Charane Rohila. After the 4 months of Chaturmasya, Shravan, Bhadra, Ashvina, and Kartik, all the Vaishnavas of Bengal returned to their homes, but Srila Rupa Goswami remained in Jagannath Puri under the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So everyone stayed for 4 months during the time of the Chaturmasya. In India, this was the way of traveling, especially for sadhus. They would travel, but during the months of Chaturmasya, they would stop and they wouldn't travel during those 4 months. So what are the 4 months of Chaturmasya? The 4 months of Chaturmasya are the rainy season. That's when it's raining during those 4 months. Then people don't travel in those 4 months. It's not the time to travel. So the devotees would always come before. They'd come in the beginning of Chaturmasya and they'd stay with Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri for those 4 months and they'd return home. After the 4 months of Chaturmasya, Shravan, Bhadra, Ashvina, and Kartik, all the Vaishnavas of Bengal returned to their homes, but Srila Rupa Goswami remained in Jagannath Puri under the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So right now we are in those 4 months of Chaturmasya, but you don't know it here because there's no monsoons, there's no rainy season here. But if you went to Mexico, like if you were in Guadalajara, you would know it. Because in Mexico, there is the Chaturmasya also. There is the rainy season, and it's the same time of the year. It's the same time of the year. So, and especially especially the rains. Generally, not always, but generally the rains come at night. During the day it's hot and humid, and then at night it begins to rain. And then that breaks the humidity, then that breaks the heat, and the next morning it's a little cool, and then it becomes hot again during the day, and then it rains in the evening, and rainy season. After the 4 months of Chaturmasha, Shravan, Bhadra, Ashwin, and Kartik, all the Vaishnavas of Bengal returned to their homes. But Srila Rupa Goswami remained in Jagannath Puri under the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ek din Rupa Koren Nataka Likhana Achabite Mahaprabhu Hoila Agaman. One day, while Rupa Goswami was writing his book, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly appeared. Sambrame duhe ute dandabat hoila duhe alingiya Prabhu asane basila. As soon as Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw the Lord coming, they both stood up and then fell down to offer their respectful obeisances. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them both and then sat down. Kya putilika bole ek patranila akara dekiya Prabhu mane suke hoila. The Lord inquired, "What kind of book are you writing?" He held up a palm leaf that was a page of the manuscript, and when he saw the fine handwriting, his mind was very pleased. Shri Ruper Akara Jena Makut Tarapanti Pritahoya Koran Prabhu Akarera Stati. Thus being pleased, the Lord praised the writing by saying, the handwriting of Rupa Goswami is just like rolls of pearls. So Mahaprabhu looked at the writing, and the writing itself was very beautiful. And Mahaprabhu said the writing looked like rolls of pearls. Say Patre Prabhu ek shloka jeda kila padite shloka preme avishta hoila. While reading the manuscript, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw a verse on that page, and as soon as he read it, he was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. Tunde tundavili ratim vitanute tundavali labdaye karna kroda kadambini gatayate karna burebya spriham cheta prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim no jane janita kiyabir amritai krishneti varnadvayi. Now this verse, very beautiful. Of course I cannot pronounce it, but anyway, this is what the verse means. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When that name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. All right, I'll repeat that verse. Tunde tunda viniratim vitanute tundabali labdaye karna kroda kadambini gatayate karna burebya spriham cheta prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam gritim na jane janita kiyadbir amritai krishneti varnadvayi. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When the name enters the holes of the ears, We desire many millions of years, and when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. Lokashuni Haridas Hoila Ulasi Nachite Lagila Shloker Artha Prashamsi. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted this verse, Haridas Thakur, upon hearing the vibration, became jubilant and began to dance while praising its meaning. So this is the verse of Rupa Goswami. Tunde Tandavini Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdaye Karnakroda Kadambini Gatayate Karnar Budebhya Spriham Chaita Pranganas Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim Najane Janita Kiyadbir Amritai Krishneti Varnadvai. The verse says, I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When that name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of years. When the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. This verse is included in the Vidagdha Madhava, a 7-act play written by Srila Rupa Goswami describing the pastimes of Sri Krishna in Vrindaban. So, pastimes of Sri Krishna in Vrindaban. And today is Janmashtami, when Krishna appeared. He appeared in the prison of Kamsa, but he was carried as a newborn child. He was carried to Vrindaban and placed where Mother Yashoda had just given birth, and that baby was taken by Vasudeva, and Krishna was placed there. Anyway, someone could say, but you read the verse that Krishna never leaves Vrindaban. But he was apparently born in Mathura, so then how is that possible? Well, because the Mathura, Krishna is not Krishna of Vrindaban, that's Yadu Kumar Krishna. That's not Krishna of Vrindaban. But when Vasudeva was carrying Krishna across the Jamuna, at one time Krishna slipped from his hands and fell into the water, and then Vasudeva again grabbed Krishna and carried him. But during that time when Krishna fell into the water, there was an exchange of Yadu Kumar Krishna was taken, and Krishna from Vrindaban was given, and that was the real Krishna. So actually, these are fine points. Not everyone can understand these, but Krishna never leaves Vrindaban. And that Krishna, he appeared in the prison house of Kamsa. When Krishna appeared there, he appeared with 4 hands, full head of hair, with helmet, with everything, as if he's not like a cowherd boy. He appeared as the 4-handed form of Vishnu. But then Devaki was frightened that Kamsa is going to come and looking for you, so then she asked him to assume a normal form, and then he appeared as the baby Krishna. But actually, they are saying that the Krishna and who is Yadu Kumar. There is an exchange that happens in Jamuna. So I cannot properly explain all these things, but you can take my word for it. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shloka Shuni Haridas Hoila Ulasi Nachite Lagila Shloker Artha Prashamsi. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted this verse, Haridas Thakur, upon hearing the vibration, became jubilant and began to dance while praising its meaning. Krishna Namer Mahima Shastra Shudamukhe Jani Namera Madhuri Aiche Kahan Nahi Shuni. What is that? Poor phone. Does it still work? Krishna Namer Mahima Shastra Sadhu Mukhe Jani Namera Madhurina Aiche Kahan Nahi Shuni. When asked to learn about the beauty and transcendental position of the holy name of the Lord by hearing the revealed scriptures from the mouths of devotees, nowhere else can we hear of the sweetness of the Lord's holy name. Tabi Mahaprabhu Duhe Koryalingan Madhyana Korite Samudre Korila Gaman. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Haridas and Rupa Goswami and left for the seaside to perform his noontime duties. So Mahaprabhu would bathe. Before taking lunch, he would go and he would bathe in the sea. So when going from going to the sea, he would pass Siddhabakul, where Haridas stayed, where Rupa Goswami stayed with Haridas there. And when Mahaprabhu was going to bathe in the sea, he would stop to see Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami. And then he would bathe, and then he would go home and take his meal. So, also, when I was with Govinda Maharaj, he would always bathe 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning and then take his meal at about 11:30, like that. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Haridas and Rupa Goswami and left for the seaside to perform his noontime duties. Aradina Mahaprabhu Deke Jagannath Sarvabhauma Ramananda Swarupadesat Sabe Mili Chaliaila Shri Rupe Milite Pate Tara Guna Sabare Lagila Kohite. On the next day, after visiting the temple of Lord Jagannath, as usual, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Roy, and Swarup Damodar. So Mahaprabhu met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Roy, and Swarup Damodar. They all went together to Srila Rupa Goswami, and on the way the Lord greatly praised his qualities. Dui shloka kohe prabhur, hoila mahasuk, nija bhaktir, guna kohe, hoya panchamug. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited the two important verses, he felt great pleasure. Thus, as if he had 5 mouths, he began to praise his devotee. So these two verses are the verses beginning Priya Soyam. That's the verse where Rupa Goswami explains. He explains Mahaprabhu's feelings during the Ratha Yatra. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on the field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of the Jamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing that fifth note within that forest of Vrindaban. Priyaso yam Krishna sahachari kuruketra militas tataham sa radha tad idam ubayo sangama sukam tatapiyanta kelan madura murali panchama jushe manome kalindi pulina vipinaya spriyayati. And then the second verse is the verse that we just heard about the holy name, dancing in the courtyard of the heart. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited the two important verses, he felt great pleasure. Thus, as if he had 5 mouths, he began to praise his devotee. Sarvabhauma Ramanande Parika Korite Shri Ruper Gunaduhare Lagila Kohite. Just to examine Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Roy, the Lord began to praise the transcendental qualities of Sri Rupa Goswami before them. So, what does it mean examining them? He wants to know what they think. He's talking about Rupa Goswami. Mahaprabhu wants Rupa Goswami to become the leader of the devotees, the leader of the sampradaya. So he's asking them, he's examining them. How do Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Roy, who are very important devotees, how do they feel? What Mahaprabhu is expressing about Rupa Goswami. Ishwara Svabhava Bhaktir Naloya Aparad Alpaseva Bahumane Atma Paryanta Prasad. Characteristically, the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not take seriously an offense committed by a pure devotee. The Lord accepts whatever small service a devotee renders as being such a great service that he is prepared to give even himself, what to speak of other benedictions. So Mahaprabhu has given his blessings to Rupa Goswami, and he's asking Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Roy, Vrityasya Pashyati Gurun Api Naparadan Sevam Manag Api Kritam Bahuda Bhupaiti Avishkaroti Pishuneshvapi Namayusham. Shilena Nirmalamati Purushottamayam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Purushottama, the greatest of all persons, has a pure mind. He is so gentle that even if his servant is implicated in a great offense, he does not take it very seriously. Indeed, if his servant renders some small service, the Lord accepts it as being very great. Even if an envious person blasphemes the Lord never manifests anger against him. Such are his great qualities. The Lord, who is known as Purushottama, the greatest of all persons, has a pure mind. He is so gentle that even if his servant is implicated in a great offense, he does not take it very seriously. Indeed, if his servant renders some small service, the Lord accepts it as being very great. Even if an envious person blasphemes the Lord never manifests anger against him. Such are his great qualities. Bhakta Sange Prabhu Aila Deki Duijan Dandavad Hoya Koila Charana Bandhan. When Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that Mahaprabhu had come with his intimate devotees, they both immediately fell down like logs and offered prayers to their lotus feet. So now Mahaprabhu has come with his intimate devotees, and now the purpose, they're going to hear and examine Srila Rupa Goswami and Mahaprabhu wants them to all give their blessings to Rupa Goswami. Bhakta Sange Koila Prabhu Tu Hare Milana Pindate Masila Prabhu Loya Bhaktagan. They've all come to where Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami are staying, and now Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur immediately offer their obeisances to all these devotees. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal devotees met Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. The Lord then sat down in an elevated place with his devotees. Rupa Haridas Duhe Basila Pindatale Sabara Agrahena Utila Pindarupare. Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur sat at the foot of the elevated place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting. Although everyone asked them to sit on the same level as the Lord and his associates, they did not do so. So the Lord sat down with his devotees who had come there. They asked Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami to sit with them, but Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami didn't do that. They sat in a lower place. Purva Shloka Pada Rupa Prabhu Agya Koila Lajate na Pade Rupa Mona Darila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Rupa Goswami to read the verse they had previously heard, Rupa Goswami, because of great shyness, did not read it, but instead remained silent. Swarup Gosai Tabi Se Shloka Padila Shuni Sabakara Chite Chamatkara Hoila. Then Swarup Damodar recited the verse, and when all the devotees heard it, their minds were struck with wonder. Priyasoyam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Militas Tataham Sa Radha Tad Idam Ubayo Sangama Sukam Tatapi Anta Kelan Madhura Murali Panchamajushe Manome Kalindi Pulina Vipinaya Spriyayati. My dear friend, I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go back to the bank of the Jamuna, beneath the trees of the forest, and I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindaban. So this many years later, Krishna is now living with many queens, and the residents of Vrindaban, Nandamar, Yashoda, Radharani, and so many persons, they go to Kurukshetra, and Krishna comes to there from Dwarka, and they're all meeting. It's the time of the solar eclipse. But although they're meeting, Radharani is very happy. But Krishna is not dressed as a cowherd boy. He's dressed as a prince, and he's not playing his flute. And she wants, her desire is to be with Krishna in Vrindaban. And that's what this verse is saying. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together is very pleasant. But I would still like to go to the bank of the Jamuna beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindaban. Raya Bhattacharya Mole, Tomara Prasharabine, Tomara Ridaya, E Janila Kemone. After hearing this verse, Ramananda Roy and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without your special mercy, how could this Rupa Goswami have understood your mind? Amate Sanchari Purve Kohila Siddhanta Jay Sub Siddhante Brahma Nahi Payanta. Srila Ramananda Roy said that you previous Srila Ramananda Roy said that previously Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had empowered his heart so that he could express elevated and conclusive statements to which even Lord Brahma has no access. That's what Srila Guru Maharaj says in this composition, in his prayer, Saraswat Arti. And he's saying there in this prayer, he's saying that even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they cannot enter into this understanding. So, Srila Ramananda Roy said that previously Mahaprabhu has empowered his heart so that he expressed elevated and conclusive statements to which even Lord Brahma has no access. And Lord Brahma is the leader of our sampradaya. We're in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya sampradaya, but even Lord Brahma has no access to all that. Tate jane purve tomar panache prasad tahabina nahi tomar ridayanu Had you not previously bestowed your mercy on him, they said, it would not have been possible for him to express your internal feelings. Prabhu kohe kaharupa natakera shlok jay shloka shunile loker jaya dukkha shok. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, My dear Rupa, please recite that verse from your drama, which upon being heard makes all people's unhappiness and lamentation go away. Bara bara Prabhu Jadid Tare Antya-lila Tabise Shloka Rupa Gosai Kohila. When the Lord persisted in asking this again and again, Rupa Goswami recited that verse as follows. So I'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama. Wait 1 second. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhakta Raghunath. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Chai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Chai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Jahite Vignana Shavishta Puran. Jahite Vignana Shavishta Puran. Chai Gosai Jar Mui Charadas. Chai Gosai Jar Mui Charadas. Kasavar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras. Kasavar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras. Kadir Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas. Kadir Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas. Janame Janame More Abhilas. Janame Janame More Abhilas. Chai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas. Chai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas. Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash. Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyat. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyat. Rinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Janmashtami Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neriya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Tara Sadashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Tara Sadashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sivananda Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasani, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Vishvabaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramansa Paramvajakacharya Ashtatara Sadasi Shimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Ananta Gaudiya Vaishnava Ki Jai. Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Kuladev Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat. Seva Gaudiya Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Sri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan. Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Sri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ki Jai. Bhakti Vinashaya Sri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhara Sri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. And tomorrow will be the Nandotsav, Sri Nanda Maharaj's celebration of the birth of Krishna tomorrow, and that will be at midday. And today the devotees are fasting from grains, they're fasting till midnight, and tomorrow also there'll be a big feast at midday. So we'll start our program here, and it will be also Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada's divine appearance, and we will celebrate that appearance of Srila Prabhupada and Nandotsav tomorrow about 10:30, 11 in the morning. So please, if you are living nearby, please come and join with us. You can join with us tonight too, also for Janmashtami.